There's a specific kind of discomfort that shows up if you can't stand small talk, but crave deep connection. You're not nervous. You're not socially incapable. You can participate just fine. But while others seem energized by casual conversation, you feel detached. Words move back and forth. Laughter appears on cue, yet nothing actually connects. When it's over, you're drained, not because it was difficult, but because it never became real. People who struggle with small talk but long for deep connection aren't avoiding people. They're avoiding a type of interaction that feels empty of meaning. Small talk is designed to be light, fast, and non-demanding. It prioritizes comfort and flow over depth and presence. For many, that's relaxing. For others, it feels strangely effortful, like staying awake without being fully conscious. Depth-oriented people don't experience conversation as background noise. When someone speaks, they automatically register tone, intention, emotional weight, and coherence. This isn't analysis, it's perception. Meaning isn't something they add later, it's the entry point. When interaction stays purely surface level, it doesn't register as connection at all. It feels incomplete, like a thought that never reaches its conclusion. This has nothing to do with intelligence or social superiority. It's about internal organization. Some people connect through frequency, lots of light exchanges, repeated often. Others connect through significance, fewer interactions but with substance. The second group doesn't need constant engagement, but they do need it to feel honest. Without that, conversation becomes noise rather than nourishment. For many, this orientation develops early, often in environments where observation mattered more than expression. You learn to read situations instead of filling them, to notice shifts in mood, tone, and intention. Over time, your inner world became reflective and quietly complex. Depth felt natural because it was clearer and more reliable than surface interaction. The problem is that most social spaces aren't built for that mode. They reward speed, lightness, and adaptability. So when someone wired for depth enters these spaces, they're subtly asked to flatten themselves, to speak without fully engaging, to say things they don't really mean just to keep the interaction moving. That internal split accumulates. This is why silence often feels better than small talk. Silence doesn't demand fragmentation. You don't have to override your natural pace or ignore your real thoughts. Small talk often requires a low-level performance that feels slightly dishonest to people who value internal alignment. Over time, many people respond by withdrawing. Not dramatically, gradually. They speak less, show up less, conserve energy. From the outside, this can look like aloofness or disinterest. Internally, it feels like self-protection. You're not avoiding people. You're avoiding repeated misalignment. What's rarely acknowledged is that these same people often crave connection deeply, not casually. They don't want many conversations. They want one that actually lands, one where presence matters more than pacing. The aversion isn't to people, it's to superficial bonding. And until that distinction is understood, this pattern keeps getting mistaken for a social flaw instead of what it really is, a depth-based way of relating to the world. As this pattern carries into adulthood, it starts shaping how people form relationships. Those who crave deep connection tend to move slowly. They observe before they invest. They listen more than they speak, not because they're emotionally closed, but because closeness feels significant to them. Casual intimacy doesn't register clearly, so they don't rush into it. This often creates a delay between feeling connected and expressing it. Someone may matter to them long before they show it outwardly. From the outside, this can look like distance or disinterest. Internally, it's discernment. They're sensing whether depth will be met or misunderstood, whether honesty will be received or flattened. When they do bond, it's rarely light. Their connections are fewer, but heavier. They notice inconsistencies quickly. They sense emotional shifts before they're named. They register what's missing as clearly as what's present. This awareness can be a strength, but without the right context, it turns inward. Emotional intelligence without a place to land becomes mental noise. Social environments often intensify this tension. Groups tend to reward speed, humor, and surface adaptability. Depth-oriented people value coherence more than charisma. They'd rather be accurate than entertaining, honest rather than smooth. In spaces built around constant stimulation, they begin to feel subtly out of place, even when they're included. Over time, many choose solitude, not because they dislike people, but because solitude feels less compromising. Alone, they don't have to dilute their thoughts or manage impressions. Their inner world stays intact. The cost is loneliness, but the alternative often feels like quiet self-erasure. This is where the misunderstanding deepens. Wanting depth doesn't mean rejecting lightness. It means needing alignment. Playfulness without presence feels empty. Positivity without truth feels forced. Conversation without curiosity feels transactional. When those elements are missing, disengagement isn't avoidance. It's integrity. There's also a heightened sensitivity to emotional incongruence. When someone's words don't match their emotional tone, depth-oriented people notice. When conversation stays pleasant but disconnected, they feel the gap. Repeatedly interacting across that gap becomes tiring. It requires pretending not to see what you already do. This is why connection often happens in moments others overlook. Shared silence, late-night conversations, unexpected honesty, sitting next to someone without needing to fill the space. These moments feel real because they don't demand performance. They allow presence. The difficulty is that there's little language for this need. People are taught how to socialize, not how to be seen. Those who don't fit easily into these scripts often assume something is wrong with them, when in reality, they're simply oriented differently. Reframing this matters. If you treat your aversion to small talk as a flaw, you'll keep forcing yourself into interactions that drain you. If you see it as a signal, you can begin choosing relationships and rhythms that fit. Becoming selective without shame. Allowing depth to emerge naturally. The goal isn't to be understood by everyone. It's to be understood by the right few. People who aren't threatened by silence, who don't rush intimacy. With them, you won't need to explain yourself. You'll feel it in how easy it is to stay present. And once you recognize that, discomfort around small talk stops feeling like a failure. It becomes what it always was, a sign that you're built for something quieter, slower, and more honest than most social spaces allow.